It's all a coincidence. 7 IRS staffers, all under investigation, have computer crashes. And there's no way to get the missing data back. A coincidence. Right. According to Rhonda Nahans Drake, assistant professor at New York University, the odds of these 7 drives crashing would be 1 in 3.1 million. Add to that the probability of not being able to retrieve the data from each one, and the odds approach that of you alone being hit by a meteor. A coincidence, Mr. Obama? Don't paint a turd orange and tell me it's sherbet. Coincidences are nothing more than order masked as chaos. Truly, this administration's a mess, but it's a mess choreographed like a Broadway musical. They knew what they were doing, and they knew the media wouldn't mind. Calling it random is a slap in the face to the American public. Add that smirking commissioner, and you got a gateway to war. Because once you've lowered the bar this far for corruption, you invite blowback that will be far worse. Imagine, dear liberals in the media, if the next president is the kind you hate, and imagine him coupling with coercion. Movements begin not from anger, but from desperation. When a cover-up is so blatant and the press shelves their spines in service to their king, you make the unlikely likely, the average citizen doing your job in the streets. So the first step, admit it's a cover-up, one that makes a burqa look like a bikini. And do it soon, or else the next response will make the Tea Party look like a tea party. All right, Dana, latest news. You find out that Senator Grassley sends an email, and then what happens to him?
Senator Grassley is a Republican from Iowa. He sent a note to Lois Lerner, and in response, she referred him for an audit.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure there's absolutely nothing untoward about Lois Lerner. She seems like a really perfectly upstanding citizen.
I know. Why are
we bothering her?
I don't know. So Kimberly,
yes.
This commissioner never has given to a Republican any money, has given 85 grand to Democrat candidates, and his agency targets Republicans. That's another coincidence.
Yes, Melly is a used diaper. Let me tell you, and American people don't even need any more proof of it. It's so obvious. They have this thing called common sense. 76% of them saying, oh, please, yeah, right. They know they're guilty. They know they're lying. They know they're corrupt. I think this is one that definitely sticks. This is really bad. It's about as bad as it can get. And her name sounds fake, too.
So, Eric, okay, so you got the Republicans, the House, slashing the IRS budget back to 2008 levels. Is that going to be it?
You know what's even more wacky? First of all, you're right, Greg. The probability is so astronomical, but the probability that the lapdog media would be, oh, yeah, that's probably true. You probably did lose those, was 100% exactly perfect. But this is the group. This is the group that's going to administer Obamacare.
Yeah.
These are the people who are going to make the decisions on what paperwork gets sent where, which doctors are going to get
subsidy.
paid, who gets what, who gets a subsidy, and not only who gets a subsidy, but who gets paid for what. I mean, if they can't even get an email trail figured out, how are they going to figure out what someone's cancer medication needs to be?
Yeah, no, it's scary. Bob, aren't the people who see this as a coincidence just a bunch of flat earthers?
No, here's the thing that I love that flat earth.
I just used it on you.
Here's the thing that I think there's a leap here that's a problem. Do I believe that somebody covered this up? Yes. Do I believe it was Lois Lerner and her people? Probably. But to make the leap that this went into the White House is a very serious allegation of which there is zero evidence.
But they're not doing anything about it. That's the issue.
We don't know that. But all I'm saying is before we jump at conclusions that when Republicans were in office, I was audited every year. Mm-hmm. When the Democrats were in office, I wasn't audited. Now, what am I going to do?
But that was on the merits.
Well,
I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
So there's no chance. There's a 0% chance that any of these emails were connected to anyone at the White House and more importantly, the campaign.
I don't know the answer to that. There's no evidence of that now. There is plenty of evidence.
There's a small probability that could have happened, right? So why can't we find out? Why can't we eliminate that?
Small probability. Why do we all of a sudden assume, because you hate Obama, that this is something that went into the White House?
Did anyone assume? Did anyone assume?
My problem is that if we used any of these excuses, the IRS would put us in jail. So they should go to jail. That's the way I see it.
Well, I don't have any problem
with that.
But also,
I think you cannot forget, people in the media refers to this as the IRS, right? They always refer to the IRS. Believe me, if it was a Bush administration, it would be Bush administration officials.
Right.
Lois Lerner was a political appointee put into that position by the White House. Mm-hmm. So I think there is a connection to her. And I think that that the president, if given a chance to amend his remarks that he made to Bill O'Reilly about there not being a smidgen of corruption, should take a look at that poll where 76% of Americans who don't agree on anything can all agree that they think that the administration is lying about this.
There you go.
Well, what they don't agree is that Obama's lying about it. That was my point.
I don't know.
It's inconceivable to me.
The nexus is there.
So why would Lois Lerner just arbitrarily come up with this idea?
Why did she take the
her
fifth?
own?
Because she has probably broken the law. That's why.
Yeah.
Just not because she loves
Political-
Democrats
Obama's
so much.
You think she went over there to talk to
loves
Obama?
Democrats
Obama said, "Go cut your computer."
I don't know, but
She's part of the tentacles of
let's
the
eliminate
octopus.
that one.
You have to go
Hello?
'cause the camera's on me. Next.